people to seek more fertile ground. How did our ancestors survive these environmental crises? What did they do when the food and water ran out? They clearly made it because we are here. The question is, how did they do it? Niobe Thompson has come to southern Africa's Kalahari Desert to meet and observe the San bushmen.
Obi.
Although many of the San have been moved out of their traditional homeland, small groups continue the resilient ways of their ancestors. Anthropologists like Niobe have been observing such societies for decades, trying to understand their social, cultural, and spiritual beliefs, and how they live their day-to-day lives, from the food they eat to the natural medicines they use. Living in one of the world's driest environments, members of this group can still survive in traditional ways. Niobe accepts an invitation to follow the men on a hunt. This will give him a rare opportunity to see if these hunters display strategies our ancestors might have used to find food in this desolate landscape. One of the techniques the San are known for is called persistence hunting. Humans are not built to be natural killers like the great carnivores of Africa. They haven't the speed, power, teeth, or claws. We also do not have much body hair, and that's to our advantage. In the hot sun, lions and other fur-covered animals need to release body heat by panting or sweating through their tongues. Humans can sweat from all parts of the body, and by doing so can endure the intense heat longer. Hunters like the San can't outrun faster animals, but they can outlast and exhaust them before making the kill. It is very possible our ancestors hunted just this way. There are few game animals in this area of the desert, but enough so Niobe can observe the San skills firsthand.
We've been walking for only an hour now. What I noticed is that they're always looking down. They're not scanning the horizon to see the animals. They're looking for their tracks in the sand. It's like they're reading a book.
And they can still find their prey.
Jonas has found a spring hare. They've hooked it through its den using their long hooked stick.
Once they've secured it, they have their dinner. But survival for desert people has always been about finding water.
We all share a voracious appetite for water. Our kidneys were evolved in a jungle environment, and so they're designed to flush 2 liters of water a day. So what would our ancestors have done in a place like this, the Kalahari, which sees no rain for 9 months at a stretch?
The San know that desert plants that have an ability to retain water, like the Kalahari water tulip, which can be shaved and then squeezed for its precious liquid. Wherever and however they find water, the San know how to store it in ostrich egg sip wells for even drier times.
You drill a hole in one end of it, you make it an empty vessel. And if you find a water source, you can easily fill up these ostrich egg shells. And so if you're able to carry around a large number of these ostrich eggshell flasks, you have a constant source of water. You could even, like Hansel and Gretel, be leaving yourself a pathway of stored water. Then who knows how far you could travel.
Archaeologists have unearthed fragments of ostrich egg sip wells from 100,000 years ago. So the San are indeed using an ancient technology borrowed from the past.
I think this is one of the most remarkable hallmarks of our amazing brains, is that we can easily come up with innovations to move into these extreme environments.
Neanderthals, not Homo sapiens, that stood on the brink of extinction. A global ice age. Skills. The Chuchi have been herders for centuries, moving seasonally with the reindeer that are their prime source of food and clothing. Naomi believes their lifestyle and skills are a reflection of a time when our ancestors somehow survived a global ice age. It is immediately evident they are right at home in a land frozen solid for 9 months of the year. In part, it's because they've been raised here. They have known no other environment. But they have also developed superb cold-adaptive clothing and live in small, heat-saving shelters, both made from animal skins. Temperatures here can drop below minus 40 degrees. But it's warm and cozy inside the tents, where everyone gathers around the fire for food and warmth. Naomi is one of the few Westerners to have spent time with the Chuchi. Another is Cambridge anthropologist Piers Vitebsky, who lived with the Siberian nomads and explains their ruggedness in simple terms.
How can you put it into words for me?
I suppose the key is you don't have to see the cold as an obstruction or an enemy. Cold actually makes the landscape easier to handle. You can travel immense distances. On a sledge in winter, you can travel hundreds of miles in just a few days. Then there's the food. When you kill animals, the land becomes a gigantic open-air deep freeze. That means you can arrange to ambush, for example, a herd of wandering reindeer, caribou. Slaughter them at far greater scale than you could in the summer. And you just pile them up and use them.
A herder's life is unrelenting. But Naomi observes that it's women's work that keeps the community warm. Paulina is making a pair of reindeer fur pants for her husband Sasha. To live in the far north, it takes a mastery of fur clothing, and these women have it. It's understanding how that fur changes through the year and then wearing the appropriate hide at the appropriate time that is the genius of this technology.
Most of us see an Arctic environment as utterly hostile and is very dangerous to survival.
I think the key trick is to imitate the animals, because we are a hairless animal, and all the other animals around us in the cold are very hairy. What you have to do is you have to take their fur and put it all over your own body. There are boots in Siberia that are made directly from the shin fur of reindeer. So there's an inner boot, and that's short fur because it's taken from a reindeer killed in July.
Summer fur.
Summer, so their fur is their least because they're actually trying to lose heat all the time. And because they hate heat. That's what the antlers are doing too. They're a kind of radiator. And then over that, you have an outer boot, which is made from fur killed in November, when it's at its thickest. And even your sleeping bag is made the same way.